Hello, everyone. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry to have been blowing my nose when I started. That's pretty bad. Hey, that's not very good. I don't know. Well, it's not very sexy, and we all know sex sells. Um, okay, so hey, it's been a little while. Haven't been on this to just share for a while, and I honestly feel very bit nervous to be sharing. I know I always say that and probably like sick of hearing it. But after my first episode, I got a really awful message. I got really bad feedback. I got really great feedback, and I've been got really lovely people saying really kind things, sharing their stories with me, and I'm very humbled that anybody's even listening. Thank you. And I'm very humbled that anybody even agrees to talk to me. It's like very, very it's like it's an honor because it's a nerve-wracking thing to put yourself out there and share your voice. And so there were stories that came out from my first podcast with episode with Georgia Napa, and there were people that were not happy that those experiences were being vocalized on a public platform. And yeah, it was pretty hectic, and it kind of rocked me for a couple of weeks, to be honest, and even probably up till today, if I am honest to admit. But the thing about it is that everything in that podcast was true. It was just a true, real experience of working in fast fashion, and yeah, this is stirring the pot. Far out. Yeah, it's funny, hey, like when you tell your truth, how it can ruffle feathers. And I honestly feel like this is something that I'm growing through at the moment because I grew up in a home that had domestic violence within it. And I've spent my whole adolescence, adult life so far trying to figure that out and unlearn all of the, I guess, trauma that you carry through experiences of your childhood. That's kind of also why I went into the church world. I jumped straight in because it was like a safe family for me. And I've been on the journey since leaving church of becoming my own best friend and learning how to love myself and how to provide for my own needs spiritually and mentally, physically, financially. And it's been a really big journey because we're born with just us. And we die with just us. You're the only one that has to live with you and your voice in your head. And so you have to make peace with that. Otherwise you'll just spend your whole life chasing your tail, trying to run away from yourself. And I guess that's what this podcast is. And thank you for indulging me in my growth journey. Yeah, I hope that someone can relate out there. I mean, I spent a little bit of time in the mental health ward at the Royal Brisbane Hospital. I was there for 8 days. And it was in that time that my life completely changed. Basically, I went in there, I had a nervous breakdown, and I guess that was inevitable in a way. I had people who weren't surprised, and then I had a lot of people who were surprised, but there's no shame in having to get help for your mental health. And that's something that I'm very passionate about sharing is positive mental health chat, because it's really important, and especially important at the moment because bloody hell, the world is scary out there and stressful. how like full on is living in 2022? It's pretty intense. So yeah, like if you're feeling a bit flat like for consecutive days and you're losing hope and you're just spiraling into self-hatred, man, like don't beat yourself up. Like you're not alone. So it's really important to take steps for good, healthy mental health, and don't isolate yourself. Stay connected with people. Put yourself out there. Um, share with people. Ask for help. We really do need each other. As much as I say like that, I had to learn how to love myself and take care of myself. Like I still need people. I'm still needy. Like I still like have when I get a hug, there's a part in me that's like, oh, this feels so nice. Like there's something about connection that we're just made for it and you can't deny it. And the sooner you make peace with that, the better. Yeah. Because everybody's just trying to figure it out and do this life thing, I guess, and be like honest with themselves. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what you would be doing if you weren't doing that. But anyway, yeah. So, what was I talking about? Going to hospital and changing my life. So, I went in there and I was like, I hated my life. Like I was the lowest of lows. I just wanted to quit. I wanted to bail out early. And I was like, I hate my life. And then I went into hospital and I was like, well, this life, like I feel like I do need to live it, but I don't know how, because at the moment I just can't muster anything up, not even like a little sprig of hope. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to live this life, it's going to be my life, and it's going to be the life that I choose, and it's going to be the life that I create, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to have fun. I want to have a happy life. I want to be happy. And even though I didn't feel any of those emotions at the time, I just started to paint again. And I just started to paint what I wanted for myself. So I'd start painting like the word hope, just flowers blooming. I would paint things, little letters, little paintings for myself, like blossom, soul, it'll be okay. And it was through that I really started to create more and more for my inner child and connecting to that inner child. And that's my healing place, and that's my healing practice. And that's not for everybody, but I encourage you to find whatever it is that makes your soul soothed, whether it's making music, listening to music, cooking, gardening, laughing, playing, like whatever it is. I encourage you to practice it, do it, make time for it. Because that's the stuff that is going to build your resilience to not only survive and live in like the current landscape that is 2022, but actually thrive and bring new hope and joy and light to the world. So yeah, I hope that I hope that was all right, and that you learned something new about me. I guess I should just give like a current, like that was three. Okay, so a current status of where I am in my like mental health and well-being is that, so hospital was 3 years ago. Since then, I feel as though I have manifested my way out of that hole, out of that ditch. Life and light just like grabbed my hand, and I just kept walking towards the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel, and I am out of the tunnel. I am in the open pastures, and life is so good. When I was really low, I saw a Facebook post from this guy, and he just wrote like, this time 2 years ago, I had a mental breakdown. I tried to commit suicide. And then he wrote, now I have a baby, I have a home, I have a job I love. Life doesn't stay the same forever. Don't give up. And that was like, oh, that story gave me so much hope. And I feel like I'm in that position now, humbly, like I'm in that position where I'm on the other side, and I want to throw the life raft out to you and be like, if you are going through it and it's a really shit time and you're really suffering, it won't stay the same forever. Please don't give up. Just look for that little glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel and keep going, because you will get out of it. You will. You really will. And yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you'll go out and have a beautiful day and enjoy yourself and laugh and love. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Next week, I've got another interview next week and should come out then. So see you then. Toodaloo.